Hello, everyone. Let me start by saying something we've all felt but rarely say out loud. It hurts when someone doesn't care about you the way you care about them. It stings when you're pouring yourself into a connection only to realize the other person isn't showing up in the same way. But here's the truth. Recognizing who truly cares about you is not just about protecting your heart, it's about reclaiming your energy, your time, and your worth. Today, we're going to explore the 4 behaviors of people who don't care about you, not to dwell in disappointment, but to empower you with the clarity to build a life filled with connections that truly honor your value. Clarity and connection is about understanding the dynamics of your relationships and recognizing when care, respect, and mutual effort are absent. At its core, it's the ability to see people for who they are and how they show up in your life without the haze of hope or the weight of denial clouding your judgment. This clarity is not about blaming others or assigning fault. It's about acknowledging the reality of a situation so you can protect your energy, nurture your self-worth, and prioritize the relationships that truly matter. In our desire to connect, we often cling to relationships that don't serve us. We tell ourselves stories to justify behaviors that hurt us. They're just busy. That's just how they are. Or they'll come around eventually. These narratives can feel comforting in the moment, but they trap us in a cycle of disappointment. Clarity means stepping back and asking hard but necessary questions. Does this person add value to my life? Are they consistent in their care for me? Do their actions align with their words? These questions aren't easy, but they illuminate the truth. And in truth, there is freedom. Clarity and connection also means paying attention to how people make you feel. True relationships should feel reciprocal, safe, and uplifting. They're not perfect, no relationship is, but they are built on a foundation of mutual respect and care. If someone consistently leaves you feeling drained, neglected, or undervalued, it's a sign that the connection lacks the alignment needed for it to be healthy and fulfilling. It's not about their intentions, it's about the impact they have on your life. Good intentions mean little if they're not backed by good actions. It's also important to recognize that clarity is not synonymous with cynicism. It's not about assuming the worst in others or expecting them to fail you. Instead, it's about observing reality without letting your emotions distort what's in front of you. It's about honoring your instincts when you feel overlooked or undervalued. That feeling is a signal. Don't ignore it, don't suppress it. Instead, let it guide you toward deeper introspection and wiser choices. Part of achieving clarity and connection is understanding that not everyone will prioritize you the way you hope, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're unworthy of care or love. It simply means their capacity, priorities, or values don't align with what you need. This realization can be painful, but it's also empowering. It allows you to let go of unhealthy attachments and focus on fostering relationships that truly support you. Clarity and connection is about valuing yourself enough to demand mutuality in your relationships. It's about recognizing that you deserve to be surrounded by people who see your worth, who respect your boundaries, and who consistently show up for you, not just when it's convenient for them. It's a form of self-love that invites authenticity, trust, and growth into your life. And when you embrace that clarity, you create space for the kind of connections that truly matter. Actions are the truest reflection of a person's intentions and values. Words, while powerful, can be empty if they aren't followed by consistent behavior. When it comes to relationships, whether with friends, family, or romantic partners, what someone does speaks volumes about how they truly feel. Learning to focus on actions rather than promises or excuses can help you understand where you stand in someone's life and guide you in building stronger, more authentic connections. We've all encountered situations where someone says all the right things but fails to follow through. They might assure you that they care, that you're a priority, or that they'll change, but their actions don't align with those statements. This disconnect can be confusing and even painful because it creates a gap between what you hope for and what you experience. It's in this gap that disappointment and mistrust often take root. The reality is, consistency in actions reveals true care and commitment, while empty words often mask indifference or an inability to meet your needs. Paying attention to actions doesn't mean dismissing words entirely, but it does require a shift in focus. Words can be manipulated, they can soothe, distract, or even deceive. Actions, however, are rooted in effort and intention. When someone consistently makes time for you, supports you when you're struggling, or respects your boundaries, they are showing you through their behavior that you matter to them. On the other hand, when someone repeatedly cancels plans, forgets important details about your life, or fails to show up when it counts, their actions are sending a clear message, whether they realize it or not. Focusing on actions also allows you to hold yourself accountable for your own choices in relationships. Sometimes we cling to people who show us through their behavior that we are not a priority, hoping their words will eventually become reality. We give them chance after chance, ignoring the patterns that play out before us. But growth comes when you start to trust what you see over what you're told. It's not about holding grudges or cutting people off at the first misstep. It's about recognizing patterns over time and respecting yourself enough to set boundaries when necessary. This principle also applies to self-reflection. It's easy to judge others by their actions and expect consistency, but we must also turn the mirror inward. Are we acting in alignment with our words and values? Are we showing the people we care about that they matter through our behavior? Relationships are a two-way street, and living with integrity means holding ourselves to the same standards we expect from others. The idea that actions speak louder is about valuing authenticity and effort over superficiality. People who truly care about you will show it, not just say it. They'll invest time, energy, and attention into the relationship, even when it's inconvenient. And when you start prioritizing actions over empty words, you free yourself to build a life filled with genuine, meaningful connections. Boundaries are one of the most empowering tools you can use to protect your energy, maintain your mental health, and cultivate meaningful relationships. They are not about shutting people out or building walls. They're about defining what's acceptable and healthy for you. When you establish boundaries, you communicate your needs, values, and limits clearly, giving others the opportunity to respect and honor them. This is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-respect. Setting boundaries often feels uncomfortable at first, especially if you're someone who has been conditioned to prioritize others' needs over your own. You might worry about being seen as unkind or fear the potential conflict that can arise when you say no or enforce a limit. But here's the truth. Boundaries are not about being mean. They're about being honest. They create clarity in relationships, removing confusion about what is and isn't okay. When communicated with respect, boundaries don't just protect you, they also help others understand how to interact with you in a way that fosters trust and mutual respect. One of the most liberating aspects of boundaries is their ability to filter out relationships that no longer serve you. When you set a boundary, people's reactions can reveal a lot about their intentions and priorities. Those who genuinely care about you will respect your limits, even if they don't fully understand them. They'll value your well-being and adjust their behavior accordingly. On the other hand, those who react with anger, manipulation, or dismissal are often showing you that they prioritize their own desires over your needs. These reactions are painful, but they are also clarifying. They help you identify who is truly in your corner. Boundaries are also a way to reclaim your time and energy. Without them, it's easy to get pulled in too many directions, leaving you feeling drained and overwhelmed. You might say yes to things you don't want to do or allow others to encroach on your time because you feel obligated. Over time, this can lead to resentment, burnout, and even a sense of losing yourself. Boundaries help you say no without guilt because they remind you that your time, energy, and well-being are just as important as anyone else's. It's also important to remember that boundaries are a form of self-care. They are not meant to punish others, but to protect you. They are a way of saying, this is what I need to feel safe, respected, and valued. And while some people may struggle to accept your boundaries at first, those who truly care about you will adapt because they want to maintain a healthy relationship with you. Empowerment through boundaries doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that requires practice, courage, and self-compassion. But every time you set a boundary, you reinforce the message that your needs and feelings matter. In doing so, you create space for deeper, healthier connections and a life that honors who you truly are. Embracing your worth is a transformative journey of recognizing, accepting, and celebrating your inherent value, independent of external validation or achievements. It's about understanding that your worth is not something you earn through accomplishments, relationships, or the approval of others. It is something you already possess simply because you exist. When you embrace your worth, you shift from seeking validation outside yourself to cultivating self-respect, self-compassion, and inner confidence. The struggle to embrace their worth stems from societal messages, past experiences, or relationships that have eroded their sense of value. You may have been told directly or indirectly that your worth is tied to how much you achieve, how well you please others, or how you fit into certain standards. Over time, these messages can lead you to question your value or measure it against others. But true worth cannot be quantified or compared. It's not about being better than or good enough. It's about recognizing that you are inherently worthy of love, respect, and fulfillment just as you are. One of the most profound steps in embracing your worth is learning to separate your value from external outcomes. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, if I get that promotion, lose that weight, or gain that recognition, I'll finally feel worthy. But the truth is, external achievements can only offer temporary validation. They don't define your worth. When you root your sense of value in who you are, your character, your resilience, your kindness, you create a foundation that is unshakable, even in the face of failure or rejection. Another critical aspect of embracing your worth is letting go of relationships or environments that diminish your sense of self. People who don't treat you with respect, who undermine your confidence, or who only value you for what you can do for them, are not aligned with your worth. Holding on to these connections out of fear or obligation only perpetuates feelings of inadequacy. Choosing to walk away, while difficult, is a powerful act of self-respect. It sends a clear message: I am worthy of relationships that honor and uplift me. Self-compassion plays a crucial role in this journey. Embracing your worth doesn't mean you'll never have doubts or insecurities. It means being kind to yourself in those moments, rather than harshly criticizing or doubting your value. Treat yourself with the same empathy and understanding you would offer a loved one. Celebrate your strengths, acknowledge your growth, and forgive yourself for your mistakes. They are all part of your humanity. Embracing your worth also opens the door to setting boundaries, pursuing your passions, and living authentically. When you believe in your value, you're less likely to settle for less than you deserve. You make choices that align with your goals, values, and happiness. You begin to attract people and opportunities that reflect the love and respect you have for yourself. Embracing your worth is about reclaiming your power. It's a commitment to honoring yourself, no matter what the world says or how others treat you. When you truly believe in your worth, you step into a life of greater confidence, fulfillment, and joy. And that is a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. Energy alignment is the practice of consciously choosing relationships, environments, and activities that resonate with your values, nurture your spirit, and uplift your overall well-being. It's about recognizing that your energy is finite and precious, and understanding the importance of directing it toward people and pursuits that genuinely enrich your life. When your energy aligns with what feels authentic and meaningful, you create a sense of balance, purpose, and fulfillment. We often underestimate the impact that energy, both our own and that of others, has on our daily lives. Think about how you feel after spending time with certain people. Some leave you feeling inspired, supported, and at ease, while others may drain you, leaving behind stress, frustration, or self-doubt. This isn't a coincidence. It's a reflection of how their energy interacts with yours. Energy alignment requires you to be mindful of these dynamics and prioritize relationships that are reciprocal, encouraging, and aligned with your personal growth. The same principle applies to the activities and environments you engage with. Ask yourself, do the things you spend your time on energize you or deplete you? Does your work align with your passions and values, or does it feel like a constant battle against your natural flow? When your actions and surroundings are in harmony with who you truly are, you feel a sense of ease and motivation. When they're not, you may experience resistance, fatigue, or dissatisfaction. Energy alignment involves taking an honest inventory of your life and making adjustments to ensure that what you do, where you go, and who you spend time with reflect the life you want to live. One of the most empowering aspects of energy alignment is learning to release what no longer serves you. This isn't always easy. Letting go of relationships, commitments, or habits that feel familiar but are misaligned can be uncomfortable. However, holding on to them out of fear, obligation, or habit keeps you stuck in patterns that drain your energy. Letting go creates space for new opportunities and connections that are better suited to your values and goals. It's an act of courage and self-respect that honors your well-being. Energy alignment also requires self-awareness and intentionality. You need to understand your own energy, what fuels you, what drains you, and what truly matters to you. This involves paying attention to your feelings, reflecting on your experiences, and being honest about what you need to thrive. Once you have this clarity, you can make choices that support your alignment. This might mean setting boundaries with people who take more than they give, saying no to commitments that don't excite you, or pursuing passions that light you up. When your energy aligns with your values and goals, you begin to attract more of what supports and uplifts you. You become a magnet for opportunities and relationships that feel effortless and fulfilling. Life doesn't become perfect, but it does become more intentional, meaningful, and aligned with who you truly are. Energy alignment isn't just about protecting your energy, it's about empowering yourself to live a life that feels authentic, joyful, and deeply satisfying. The courage to let go is one of the most powerful and transformative acts of self-care and personal growth. It requires the strength to release what no longer serves you, whether it's a relationship, a job, a belief, or a past version of yourself. Letting go is often seen as an act of weakness or failure, but in truth, it is a profound act of courage, wisdom, and self-respect. It is choosing to prioritize your own well-being over the fear of change or the comfort of holding on to something that isn't meant for you. Letting go doesn't come easy. In many cases, it involves an emotional reckoning, a confrontation with the discomfort and uncertainty that accompanies change. We hold on to people, places, and things because they are familiar, because they have been part of our lives for a long time, or because we fear the unknown. But the longer we cling to what no longer supports our growth, the more we stifle our potential. The courage to let go is about acknowledging that while change can be difficult, it is often necessary for healing and progress. It is especially hard to let go of people we care about, even when we know that the relationship is no longer healthy or aligned with our needs. We may fear the loss of connection or worry about the fallout that might occur. However, when someone consistently drains our energy, disrespects our boundaries, or undermines our happiness, holding onto that relationship can be toxic. Letting go of a person doesn't mean we no longer care about them. It means we're choosing to care for ourselves by removing the negative influence they have in our lives. In doing so, we open up space for relationships that are more nurturing, respectful, and supportive. The courage to let go also extends to situations that have outlived their purpose. Many of us hold on to jobs, projects, or circumstances out of a sense of obligation, fear, or the belief that we should be grateful for what we have. Yet, when our work becomes a source of burnout, stress, or disillusionment, holding on can hold us back from pursuing our true passions and potential. Letting go of a job or project that no longer aligns with our values or goals isn't quitting, it's redirecting our energy towards something more meaningful. It is a step toward embracing what truly excites us, what brings us joy, and what contributes to our personal fulfillment. Letting go is also about shedding limiting beliefs that hold us back from living fully. These beliefs may have been instilled in us through our upbringing, society, or past experiences, but they are not who we are. They may tell us that we're not worthy of success, love, or happiness. Letting go of these negative thoughts requires a shift in mindset and understanding that we are deserving of all the good things life has to offer. Releasing these self-imposed limits opens the door to a life of possibility and growth. The courage to let go is an act of trust. It is trusting yourself to handle the unknown, trusting that what is meant for you will come, and trusting that you have the strength to face the changes ahead. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means making room for the new, for growth, and for the better version of yourself that is waiting to emerge. Redefining your circle is about intentionally curating the people you allow into your life and the relationships you invest in. It's a recognition that not everyone you meet or have known is meant to stay, and that who you surround yourself with directly influences your growth, happiness, and overall well-being. Often we are taught to value relationships based on longevity, proximity, or shared history, but true connections are defined by the alignment of values, mutual respect, and the ability to inspire one another toward better versions of ourselves. Reevaluating your circle requires the courage to examine the people in your life and their impact on you. It can be painful to admit that some relationships, no matter how long-standing or emotionally invested you may be, are no longer serving you. These people may be draining, negative, or emotionally unavailable. They may hold you back with their doubts, insecurities, or inability to understand your dreams. While it's natural to care for these individuals, sometimes the most loving thing you can do for both them and yourself is to step away or redefine the relationship. This doesn't mean cutting people out without thought or care. It's about recognizing that not everyone has the capacity to meet you where you are or to support your journey. People who respect your boundaries, celebrate your wins, and challenge you to grow are the kind of people who nurture your spirit. Those who consistently make you feel unseen, unimportant, or diminished are the ones you need to reassess. Redefining your circle means creating space for relationships that lift you up, energize you, and allow you to flourish. Redefining your circle also involves acknowledging that it's okay to outgrow certain relationships. As we evolve, our needs and desires change. What once felt comfortable or familiar may no longer align with the person we've become. This natural progression can create tension in friendships or familial ties, especially when others are not on the same path of growth. Letting go of relationships that no longer align with your personal development is not an act of rejection, but an act of self-preservation. It is about honoring the version of yourself you are becoming and seeking connections that match your new direction. It's important to recognize that redefining your circle is not just about eliminating toxic people, but also about being proactive in creating and nurturing relationships that bring value to your life. This is where intentionality comes in. You have the power to choose the people who will walk with you through your journey. Look for those who genuinely support your dreams, who challenge you in healthy ways, who inspire you to be better, and who are consistent in their care for you. These are the people who will push you forward, not hold you back. You may find that redefining your circle is a gradual process. It's not always about an immediate cutoff, but about setting clear boundaries, allowing space for growth, and being selective about where you invest your energy. As you begin to surround yourself with people who align with your values and encourage your growth, you'll notice a shift in your life. You'll feel lighter, more inspired, and more confident in your path. And as you redefine your circle, you also redefine the possibilities for your future. Redefining your circle is about creating an environment where you feel safe, supported, and empowered. It's about recognizing that you deserve relationships that contribute to your happiness and well-being, and actively curating the people who will help you become the best version of yourself. The power of a strong, aligned circle is immeasurable. It's the foundation upon which you build your dreams and navigate life's challenges.